Summer blues. As the holidays draw to a close, BTC ends August with a whimper. Is the 100k level now in danger? Rektember. Historically, this is a bad month for financial markets. But amidst the gloom, there are some factors that could take us higher. Today's the day. After months of waiting, the Trump family crypto project is about to go live. Here's what you need to know about some of those crazy numbers. And a look at last week's top performers, tweets of the week, dates for your diary, some god-tier TA, and much more besides. This is the Coin Bureau News, live.
And we are live. GM everyone, happy Monday and welcome to your most favorite day of the week. That's because, of course, it's time for your most favorite crypto show, the Coin Bureau Weekly News live stream. Guy, how you feeling?
I am feeling full of Rektember energy.
Rektember energy.
Yeah, I've got that autumnal vibe.
Yeah, you got to start the stream on a positive note, man. Come on.
This is a positive note.
Join the stream to basically
This is a positive note. It's Rektember. It's all good though, because do you know what comes after Rektember?
October.
Exactly. This is just the way the world goes. We need this in order to get October. Yeah, you can't have one without the other.
It's a package deal.
Despite the fact the crypto market is a little underwhelming at the moment, although there is some exciting stuff happening, which we're going to talk about in a little while. Even though prices may be a little underwhelming, I'm feeling generally pretty positive. I think as Q4 approaches, things could be looking up.
Yeah, they are. It could be. So we'll get into that, obviously. We're going to take a look, first of all, guys, at the Bitcoin price, what happened last week, as well as discussing Rektember, not just for Bitcoin, but altcoins as well, because it seems like Altseason's again been a bit delayed.
Just pushing it out.
But we'll get on to another really exciting launch, the launch that you have all been waiting for, the biggest launch of 2025. Trump's second crypto project.
Trump's second crypto,
Or crypto. I mean, the first one was a meme coin, right?
Yes. Well, at least this isn't a meme coin.
At least it's not a meme coin. There's a lot more going on with this project. So we're obviously going to talk about World Liberty Financial, which I believe has started trading at the top of the stream. Yep. So we can see how it goes there. It's got a massive volume going so far. So once again, guys, thanks for joining. If you're in the US, happy Labor Day. It's Labor Day today, right?
It is Labor Day.
So you're chilling. If you're watching the Coin Bureau live stream on Labor Day, well done, guys.
Well done. Yeah, you're spending your Labor Day weekend well.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
Hit the bell as well.
Hit the like button too. Do all the things. Hit everything.
And let us know your sentiment down below, and we'll come back to it. Where do you think we're going to go in this September? Are you excited for World Liberty's launch? Are you buying in? What are your price targets?
Yeah. Are you all over this, or are you watching from the sidelines with a mixture of sort of disgust and horror or joy or whatever it may be? It's certainly an interesting day in crypto. Indeed. But let's start by looking back at what was an interesting week.
It was an interesting week. Now, if you guys will cast your minds back to last week Monday, the Coin Bureau live stream last week Monday, you will recall it was a shocking day. Not just because you got to see me do the stream in a gown in Bali, but because Bitcoin crashed because of a whale dumping his Bitcoin on the markets, actually like market dumping his Bitcoin to go into Ethereum. And that's what caused the first collapse of Bitcoin on the Monday.
Okay.
And it opened up a monster CME gap from between 113K and 117K. So we can... Nice illustration, guys.
You're very impressed.
I'm
can tell.
Very shocked at that gap. Yeah, massive gap. And it's to the upside. We're below that now, which is a good thing. We'll come back to it in a bit. Tuesday, we kept on falling. Bitcoin went below 112K in this descending channel over here. And there was, and then of course, it really thought the sellers were getting exhausted. They weren't.
They just kept on going. They've got real staying power. Those sellers,
staying power, exactly. Endurance, hitting that sell button constantly. Things started to turn around a little bit on Wednesday. We got above 112K. So there we go. Things were looking up. Although if you'd looked into the market data, it would have been slightly suspicious. One, I think this is important to note, guys, when you see there's a rally in Bitcoin, to take a look at the volume and the spot volume, and also the futures open interest. Because if you have prices going up when spot volume is low and is decreasing, and open interest is decreasing, it's what's termed a bullish divergence. So there's a divergence between what the sentiment in terms of the volumes and the interest versus the price. So we had a bearish divergence on that day, which is why it wasn't to be, and we reversed a bit on Thursday. On Thursday, we did have GDP numbers that were really good.
Yeah.
Q2 GDP revised up to 3.3%. It was the strongest growth since Q3 2023.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, you would have thought that would have set, sort of interest rate lowering expectations going. And
exactly.
Just general excitement.
It should have, but Bitcoin's reaction was a bit meh, There we go. Kept on falling. Like, seriously, guys, seriously.
Okay. Maybe, though, it was waiting for the PCE numbers and the big options expiry that was coming the next day.
Exactly. Massive options expiry on that day. I think it was like 12 billion. Generally, a lot of volatility around options expiry these days. And the PCE numbers on the same day as well. This is, of course, the Fed's preferred inflation measure. It came out bang on expectations, although the core number was quite high. It was the highest since February.
Okay.
So the markets initially reacted positively, like they jumped in the first 10 minutes. Bitcoin jumped. You can see the candle there. But then when they realized actually core PCE is still quite high, it started dumping.
Okay. Meanwhile, over the weekend, how were we looking then?
Well, that same whale who dumped on us on Monday came out and dumped on the weekend.
Who is this whale? What do they do?
They say some speculation it's an Asian whale because it's Asian exchanges.
Okay.
But yeah, massive amounts of Bitcoin he holds. Massive amounts.
Yeah.
Over billions.
Just casually.
More so than the previous whale who moved a few weeks ago.
Casually cheating BTC.
Millions, hundreds of millions of Bitcoin, all into Ethereum, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So, when he takes on the one hand, he gives in the other if you hold ETH.
Well, let's see. I mean, it didn't do a huge amount for ETH's price either.
Oh, that is true.
Maybe
But
these things. Maybe
that makes
we'll
you
feel
think
it downstream.
how bad down would have ETH been if it didn't. That's the thing. How bad would your bags have been bleeding if it wasn't for that?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, and then of course now it's trading about 109k, 109.2k Bitcoin. So, of course, you guys want to know what's happening this week. Well, today, as I said, it's Labor Day. But Friday, we do have NFP numbers coming out. So another, data point to look at when it comes to one of the Fed's, mandates in terms of employment. So let's take a look at that.
Non-farm payrolls.
Non-farm payrolls, of course, and the unemployment numbers. Looking at the charts quickly, I want to point to this long-term monthly chart of Bitcoin. It's on the monthly, and it goes way back to 2017. And you've got this long-term trend line that's been it's acted as a resistance for all of the previous bull market highs, 2017, 2021. And now also, it seems as if it looked like we could have broken above this trend line in August, but it was not meant to be because we closed below it, and it indeed acted as a resistance level. And what's also interesting in this chart is I've put the RSI, the monthly RSI there. And again, it's another bearish divergence where you've got price maybe going up in this bull trend, although the RSI, which is a momentum indicator, is on the downtrend. Looking at the daily, though, also, this is interesting. We've broken through multiple support levels, the May high, the December high, the 50-day moving average. So that's not looking too good on the daily chart in terms of momentum. If you want to look at a potential support level, you could look at the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level from the Fibonacci from the April to August. And this is about 105.4K to look at as another potential support.
Okay, so if we go down to 105.4K or thereabouts and we lose that, that's when we could legitimately start asking, is 100K
is 100K level, and that's a big support level.
Yeah.
Big. So keep an eye on that, guys.
Okay. But as you mentioned earlier, there is still a massive CME gap unfilled.
Exactly. Right? And as you guys have been following the stream for the past few months, most of the time these gaps, in fact, all of the times these gaps have been filled. I will say, though, that those gaps have been filled when coming down. Now the question is going back up. Hopefully that gap will be filled, and hopefully it's this cycle and not the next cycle.
Yeah, there's no point coming back and filling it in 3 years' time. That's not enough.
We're gone.
Well, that will be interesting to see whether it works the other way, doesn't it? Because it's been so reliable filling it when it's been to the downside. I'm very curious to see whether it works.
It inevitably will if you think that we're going to go higher again and it wasn't a cycle top, which we will get to in the next section about the question of cycle tops. But hopefully we we clear it soon.
Sooner rather than later, I would think. Now, if you guys are...
You guys are so creative, man. I love it.
It's brilliant. Our production team is just wonderful, isn't it?
The amount of time and effort you guys put into this, legendary.
Okay, now, if you guys are looking to trade Bitcoin or indeed any other crypto, then we need to mention our new brand partner, BitGet.
BitGet, indeed. So they are one of the fastest growing exchanges in the world with one of the highest spot volume. If you guys are in crypto for any amount of time, you will have seen BitGet.
You've heard of these guys.
All the trending coins you need, solid liquidity in spot and futures market, innovative features like copy trading.
They've got AI tools as well.
AI tools?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got all the bells and whistles.
Indeed, man.
So if you scan that QR code and join up with BitGet, then you're eligible for up to 50k USDT deposit bonus.
Did you do that, guy? Did you sign up and get it?
Of course. I tried to.
There we go, man. Yeah. The guys, go and join us. You want to be the cool...
Fortunately, I didn't get it. That wouldn't have looked great, would it? But yes, scan it and you might be eligible for it. So
scan the QR code, link down below. Thanks to our new brand partners in BitGet, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So people, I think in the comments, just a little sentiment check in the comments. People are a little bit feeling it a little bit. The bearish, the sort of bearish vibes, I think. Nick, your trading analysis is getting clapped.
Clapped.
Yeah, people are enjoying it.
Thank you, guys.
People are
Appreciate
enjoying
it.
That.
Yes.
Brett says our bags will pump as soon as Guy takes profits and buys a real watch like Nick. Until then, we'll be deep in the red. Well, Brett, in that case, you're just going to have to get used to living in the red because I'm not
guys,
spending my hard.
We've talked about this before, guys. The guy's watch is very sentimental to him. It was a very important gift, right?
Yep. Mrs. G gave it to me for my 40th birthday. It's a nice, inexpensive watch, but I'm very happy with it.
Maybe she doesn't watch the streams, and then you can wear a cool watch, and you can when you. Do you think is Mrs. G watching the stream? We're gonna
she watches the stream.
Okay, cool.
She watches the stream. She's always
on top of it. Is he wearing my watch? Make sure he's not.
Yes. Guy gives me Casio vibes.
Casio?
Guy gives me Casio vibes.
Casio's a good
Nothing
watch,
wrong
man.
with Casio.
Look, I'm not going to lie. Casio, in terms of like accuracy, it's 100% accurate, man.
Can't go wrong with Casio.
Quartz digital, there we go.
Okay, so yes, generally people bearing up in the comments, as they always do. But as we hinted at, today is the first day of September. The summer is winding down. People are coming back from their holidays. The TradFi guys are dragging themselves back from Long Island or the south of France to sit in front of their terminals once again and hit sell, apparently.
They need to find those holidays, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've spent too much over the holidays, and now they need to recoup some of those losses. Now, this is an interesting seasonal phenomenon, isn't it, Rektember?
Yeah, Rektember. So it's also in TradFi, right? It's the red September, and it stems from recurring structural forces. For example, fiscal year-end rebalancing, tax loss selling, post-summer liquidity shifts, and then a heavy bond issuance. So that historically drains liquidity from the markets, and it's obviously we've seen it in TradFi, but now also in crypto. In fact, Bitcoin, it's historically been Bitcoin's worst month in terms of negative use, about 3.77% on average drop, and 8 out of the past 12 Septembers have been red Septembers in Bitcoin.
So statistically, you would imagine that we're in for another red September this month. Mind you, the previous two were green.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's that's an average, right?
Yeah. So, yes, as Nick says, not only is this a TradFi phenomenon, but a crypto phenomenon as well. And of course, this being crypto, it's kind of magnified, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. And also so much more so for altcoins, right? Because altcoins are high beta bets on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's going to fall in September, altcoins will fall even more. Indeed, signs that we could be repeating this cycle in terms of price action. Well, if you look at the 4-hour chart with Bitcoin, we've been in a descending channel over there for the past 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, since the Fed announcement. And then also altcoins have been in a descending wedge. This is the total 2. So that's all the altcoin market caps except for Bitcoin.
Okay. So some bearish looking charts there for you, but it's not all doom and gloom. We're going to pump some hopium into this balloon now, because there are a few factors that could make this a green September. Nothing is set in stone.
This time is different.
This time could be different. Let's see. But there are a few things to look out for this month. And the first thing we need to talk about is one that's been on everyone's lips, at least until everyone started talking about World Liberty Financial. And that is the prospect of a rate cut
Yeah,
from the Federal Reserve.
It's pretty much guaranteed in terms of probabilities, 90% or so that the market thinks we're going to have a rate cut in September. So the continue in the easing cycle. And apart from that, we've also got global events in terms of maybe, we could have a resolution to the conflict in Ukraine.
Maybe.
Maybe. I know it's like... it seems optimistic right now, but maybe potential major trade deals.
Well, I think that's probably the more likely outcome that we can maybe pin some hopes on, geopolitically speaking, because obviously the tariffs thing, hasn't gone away. China got an extra 90 days or something, didn't they? But there's still kind of stuff to be resolved with these tariffs. So yeah, if we see another trade deal, if we hear some positive noises about tariffs, then that could obviously give a bit of a tailwind to markets in general.
Just certainty, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then there's also this cycle, the institutional presence this cycle is with crypto ETFs. They'll potentially absorb a lot of the selling pressure that you could have from these whales who are coming out now and selling some of the OG Bitcoin. Yeah. So that is there right now to dampen that liquidity dump.
Yeah. I should point out that Bitcoin ETFs just flipped positive again for inflows. Yeah,
okay,
they'd seen some outflows. I think we've got it. Have we got the Glassnode chart to hand?
Tiny bit there.
But
it's optimistic, like a tiny little green shoot there, guy.
You've got a little green. You've just got to find hopium where.
I love you finding the hopium in a small little green chart.
Listen, people hate it when we're bearish, so I'm going to be bullish. I'm going to look on the bright side.
Okay, that's fine. But also, speaking of not just crypto ETFs, but there's also this cycle, more specifically than all the others, we've got corporate buys, digital asset treasury companies. They are the new supply sink for Bitcoin. They've just been accumulating, obviously, strategy, but all these others that are coming out that are now buying. So that's another thing that could potentially make this September different. And as you mentioned, the previous 2 Septembers were actually green Septembers.
Yeah.
So it's the exception, but it's like they came and last like the past 2 Septembers. So. And on the charts, this is interesting. This is the ratio of the others. Now, for those who don't know, the others is the total market cap of all the altcoins that are outside of the top 10. So a good benchmark of most of the other altcoins in coin market cap. And this is the ratio of that market cap to the Bitcoin market cap. And you can see on this chart that we have had a golden cross. So this is essentially when the 50-day moving average has crossed over the 200-day moving average. It's generally in charting seen as a golden cross, a bullish signal. So Altseason, sign is still there. Good signal.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance, guy. Don't worry. Don't start your bags just yet.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. There's also the Pi cycle top indicator, right?
This is another really interesting, it's a very reliable indicator specifically for Bitcoin. Now, it again uses moving averages, and I won't bore you with those details, but basically it has been incredibly accurate over the past 3 cycles, bull market cycles, 2013, 2017, 2021. Whenever the faster moving average has crossed over the slower moving average, it has marked the cycle top, right? And so far, we're still very far from any of the the faster moving average moving over the slower. So that's a good sign.
Okay. So look, there are, historical precedent says September could be a tough month. As Nick pointed out earlier, statistically speaking, that is how it normally goes. And obviously, we've got this kind of historical this correlation with TradFi, if you like, that suggests we could be in for a difficult September. Whether that is the case or not, I would say we're kind of in a win-win situation here, because if we get a green September, great. We're all happy, higher. If we get a red September, well, it just absolutely primes us for October.
Yeah, although I will also say that the August is generally quite a bullish month.
Okay.
And last August wasn't really. So it seems like all over the show. But if you guys are feeling bullish for the altcoin season, or you're feeling like you want to pick up some Bitcoin and you're looking for a place to store it, well, we couldn't think of a better place for cold storage than the Tangem wallet.
Yes.
It's your all-in-one crypto solution, no seed phrases, no middlemen, just tap and go. So you can scan the QR code there. You'll get a 10% discount on these Tangem wallets.
Yeah. Yep, a great
Got
piece
one
of
here.
kit. This, yep, we've got one there. A great piece of kit, very competitively priced, and just so simple to set up. And as Nick said, no seed phrases as well. So if you're one of those people who sees sort of 12 or 24 words written down and has a mild panic attack, then Tangem is the solution for you.
And when you say competitively priced, it is in terms of other hardware wallets.
Yeah.
You can get, and with a 10% discount.
And with a 10% discount.
Much cheaper.
I mean,
there you go, guys. There's no reason you shouldn't have at least a collection of these.
absolute no-brainer.
Multiple dependencies.
Okay, so today is the day. After a lot of hype, after a lot of talk, after a lot of FUD and a lot of positive talk as well.
Yeah.
The World Liberty Financial Token, WLFI, has gone live for trading today.
Yeah.
It went live about an hour and 20 minutes ago, I think. It's been pretty interesting so far. Anecdotally, Twitter is absolutely on fire.
On fire.
Everyone is posting about World Liberty Financial at the moment.
WTF, WLFI.
Exactly.
So first of all, for those who don't know what World Liberty Financial is, if you're just waking up from a coma right now and you slept through the election, you were unconscious through the election, through what the meme coin launches, through everything, you wake up and you're like, what is World Liberty Financial? Well, let me tell you. It was launched in October 2024 by the Trump family, Zach Witkoff, Zachary Filkman, and Chase Harrow, right?
Okay.
And I actually spoke to Zach Witkoff a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty nice guy. But WLFI presents itself as a DeFi platform connecting crypto and traditional finance.
Right.
Haven't heard that one before, but yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of, yeah.
But it's described as a crypto portal for trading, borrowing, and lending like a digital bank. Witkoff frames the mission as building institutional trust and infrastructure in crypto. And it was originally from Doe Finance, which was an Aave fork. So technically, it's an Aave fork.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other things that they want to build into it in terms of like bringing traditional like crypto finance on like traditional finance on chain. And one of the other things, one of the most interesting things they launch in is, we'll get into the tokenomics in a bit, but that's USD1, which is their stable coin.
Yes, they're a native stable coin.
Yeah. And that's it's like lighting the world. It's lighting the world on fire in terms of listings on exchanges and like partners, institutional partners. It was also used as one of to do the transaction with ADGM buying into Binance.
That's
they
right.
Just used a billion USD1. So there's a lot of movement behind that.
Okay.
But in terms of the launch day, the tokens were previously locked, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, and a certain number, a certain percentage, 20% of unlocked tokens are being released today for trading. The remaining 80% are awaiting a governance vote. Founder and team tokens are still locked, there are some pretty big names involved, really, as you would imagine with a project that's well connected.
Yeah, Jump Trading is doing the market making, which is really interesting. It just shows you the scale of the project.
Yeah,
indeed, when it's taken off now, I don't know. The volumes have been insane. I think it's just behind XRP. In terms of daily spot trading volume for a new launch token.
Okay, wow. There you are, challenging XRP's crown. $40 billion in perpetuals.
Yeah, that's prior. I think a few days ago the FDV was 40 billion when it was trading at 40 cents. I think now it's trading about 31 cents. So it's about an FDV of $31 billion for a new project launching, which is crazy when you think about it. Right?
Yes, you're right. 31 cents is trading at the moment. So obviously, as Nick pointed out, WLFI as well as USD1. I mean, this being listed on sort of all the major exchanges, right? Like everyone's picking it up.
Everyone wants to list it, and that's USD1 itself listed on Coinbase, which is crazy because if you know the main pain point for a stablecoin issuer is distribution. Yeah, indeed, like. Coinbase, Circle has to pay Coinbase 50% of their revenue to get that distribution. Yeah, and Coinbase is now. I'm sure there possibly is some sort of a similar revenue sharing agreement, maybe in terms of incentive for Coinbase to list USD1, or maybe that just Coinbase really thinks, hey, it's the project connected to Trump in some way, and we want to list it. I don't know the exact commercials behind it, but the fact that it's on Coinbase, massive for distribution of USD1.
It kind of suggests that Coinbase knows what side its bread is buttered on.
Exactly.
And sort of like, well, let's not get on the wrong side of the administration, which I guess makes sense. And obviously, there is a lot of I guess criticism if you like flying around that there's potential conflicts of interest. I mean, so as far as we as far as we're aware, sort of Trump himself, Donald Trump, is sort of more of a figurehead of this project at the moment, and really it's actually being run by Don Jr., Eric Trump, and Barron Trump.
I don't know if they're actually running it. I think they're also advisors. I think that the people who are really running it are Zachary, Chase, and these guys. They were the ones who originally started it. But in terms of tokenomics, so the token utility, there's a 100 billion max supply. Circulating supply is about 25 billion. They raised 550 million in pre-sales, and guess who invested 75 million?
Now, let me think. Who's
rich and just has got money to throw around and looking for it?
It wouldn't be Justin Sun.
How on earth would you think it's Justin Sun?
Well, something just tells me. Something tells me just, when something's happening in crypto and there's some money to be thrown around, Justin Sun is never far away.
His Excellency himself indeed did spend 75 million to buy this token. He completely closed out the private sale. So yeah. And it's in terms of return on investment for Justin, what a S-tier investor, really, because that was a massive return on investment for him.
Yeah, an extremely wealthy man just got even wealthier. Good for him.
Now in terms of other stuff regards to the token, it is a governance token, so it's going to potentially also be a utility asset at the core of the World Liberty financial ecosystem. And you can also stake it, and there'll be treasury functions as well.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, I guess, the idea that users can vote on things that are happening with the protocol. I mean, the fact that 80% of tokens is still a lot.
To be fair, I did research that. I think that there's a max of 5% per wallet, and per wallet can only participate up to 5% of the supply. Apparently, that's what I saw. I need to double check that, but so they did factor that into account.
Okay, and obviously there's this staking and treasury functions as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I mean, this is and actually speaking of treasuries. No self-respecting crypto project these days should be without its very own treasury company. And would you know it, World Liberty Financial has just that.
Damn straight. So basically, this is the company called Alt5 Sigma Corp, which is going to raise capital to buy $1.5 billion worth of World Liberty tokens. Who do you think's behind Alt5 Sigma, guy?
It wouldn't be one of the Trump boys, would it?
Yeah, well, there we go, man.
Yeah. How about that?
Obviously, that's price positive, right? So there's another price insensitive buyer who's just going to go in there and accumulate WLFI. So with a already limited supply out in the markets, all this hype in the retail market, and now a treasury buyer coming in. So I guess the question comes down to, like, is it worth it? And in terms of, let's be real, $30 billion FTV is massive for a new launch project, right? And many people are pointing to the fundamentals, like it's a fork of Aave, and is it worth being like many multiples of Aave?
Aave, a blue chip DeFi protocol, one of the most reliable projects out there, prints money in terms of fees and whatever. And I mean, obviously the basis for World Liberty Financial, and currently World Liberty Financial blowing it out of the water in terms of FTV. But I mean, this is that's what hype will do, right?
That is hype. But let's look at other facts here. It's got only 5% of the circulating supply at launch, so supply is scarce. Bigger impact on the price, and also there's USD1 launch, and they want the massive distribution they want to do with this, and also the utility that comes from the token. And I don't think about it in terms of value. It's trying to go in mid-curve valuations in crypto, guys. It's just not going to happen, right? Just think about it as a venture kind of investment. I think that. And also think about who's behind it. Let's be real. I mean, in terms of like in crypto, it's not what you know. It's not the tech generally. I'm sorry. It's just like it's who you know, right? To the extent that in this project, the backers behind it. Think about how much the distribution they've got. You literally have the Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund buying into Binance Stake with your newly launched stablecoin. Right? So it's
I mean, you really can't make this sort of stuff up. I mean, this is backed by the most powerful family in the world, arguably. And yeah, one thing, whenever we review altcoins for our Coin Bureau Club members, one of the things that we always make a point of investigating is how well connected is the project in question. Because as Nick said, connections count for so much in crypto. And I think that's something that's only increasing as time goes by.
Exactly.
It's not, it's who you know that really counts for a lot. And World Liberty Financial has all the right connections. Like literally, as we've mentioned Coinbase, we've mentioned the Trumps, we've mentioned Justin Sun, there are so many vested interests here. So it's, I guess, don't mid-curve it.
Don't mid-curve it.
Yeah.
And if you guys are bullish on World Liberty and WLFI and you want to pick some of it up, well, we couldn't think of a better exchange to do that right now than our third brand partner today. And this a new brand partner as well, and that's CoinW. Now we've known these guys for a few months now. We did our event with them here in Dubai, the Royal Night of Legends. It's a top tier exchange, one of the most exciting and fastest growing out there. And they have an ultimate trading experience, 24/7 support, fees as low as 0.01% on spot.
Very low. Very low. Yeah, these guys are great. And if you use our QR code, you sign up, you get a 100 USDT bonus and eligible for up to 20,000 USDT in rewards.
There you go. Lots of rewards.
Nice.
Dishing out these awards today, guys.
Yeah. And these guys threw a great party.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
It was, and we were there as well, so that's why it was even better.
They threw the party.
They did the party. We
came
pitched
along.
up. We basically we just came and attended. And but I mean, it was a great party. Yeah,
it was great fun.
Everyone tried to get in. It was jam packed. The line was too long.
That's the sign of a good party, where they're turning people away.
Yeah.
They didn't. Even I managed to get in.
Oh, really? You did?
Yeah.
What cards did you pull there?
No,
you just say you're a VIP.
I had to. I had to get pretty.
Do
Pretty.
you know I am? I am a YouTuber. You want to Google that YouTube?
Holding up my phone with it. Yeah. Yes. So thanks to CoinW. Great to have you guys on board as a brand partner.
There we go.
Okay. Let's now talk about. Let's look. Speaking of which, the top performers from last week. It was certainly an interesting list. Let's start off with Kronos or CRO. Now, this went absolutely parabolic last week, and once again, the Trump family was involved.
Oh, they're involved again? Okay.
Believe it or not, Nick. Believe it or not. Yes, a $6 billion CRO Treasury vehicle.
Very interesting, yeah. So they seem to have close connections to the Trump administration.
Very close connections.
The CEO was at the White House dinner
he met, I think he was. And I think he also was supposed to have met with Trump personally. I think he went back to the White House and there was I remember a bit of talk on crypto Twitter about that. Chris Marszalek, had met with Trump personally, and you sort of think, well, now we're seeing the upshot of that.
There we go.
Okay, so that was Kronos.
Next is Pith Network. Now, this was some big news last week, not just for Pith, also for Chainlink. But basically, the Commerce Department is literally going to publish economic data, think jobs numbers, PC, we talked about the PC, on chain. And they're using their Oracle partners, because it's Oracle bridges on real world data to blockchains. They're using Chainlink and Pith Network. So both pumped a lot, but obviously because Pith Network's a much smaller market cap and limited supply, it went parabolic, man. What are we talking, 100% in a day?
It was about 100%, yeah.
Crazy moves.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And as a Pith holder myself, I should say a long-suffering Pith holder, a continuing to suffer Pith holder, because I'm still...
It's been 80 years just sitting there waiting.
Still got a way to go yet. But yes, this was great news for Pith and for Link holders as well. But obviously Pith, the big winner there. Next up, we have Story and its IP coin. An $82 million token buyback was probably the reason for this particular pump. And I'm imagining that buyback was conducted perhaps to distract attention from the fact that the founder left the project controversially a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he had a short story.
Yeah. Wonderful. You come for the analysis. You stay for the dad jokes. What have we got next?
Now this is Buildon B.
Right.
I personally haven't heard of it before, but it's going to be the first USD1 launch pad, and it likely pumped off the hype around the WLFI token launch.
Okay. And we also have an old favorite, pump.fun. Again, a buyback seems to have been the reason why Pump pumped last week, a $62 million buyback, in fact.
Yeah, it's good. It's off the lows, but it's, look, guys, still below the ICO price or the, I mean, so, but look, I mean, it's obviously, it's a revenue generating product. 62 million is nothing to be scoffed at in terms of purchases. So,
Absolutely. Okay, now in a change from our normal way of things, we've got something a bit different this week, haven't we, Nick?
Indeed we do. So we thought we'd do a new short section. This is initially pre-recorded, but we'll potentially do it live soon enough. Now, if you guys have not met Lewis, you will have seen him on the More Coin Bureau channel. We've done live stream with him. He's been shooting scripted videos as well. And he's a TA pro, right? And we thought the best person to come over and explain some of the top performers, at least from the perspective of technical analysis, would be Lewis. So we asked him to come and do at least, I think he's done 4 or 5 charts for us. Quick 5-minute segment for you guys to check out the charts with Lewis. So if you guys want to pull it up, let's go.
Charts and trends, he'll show the way. Lewis brings the TA today.
What's going on, guys? Yes, so we're going to do some TA right now. I just want to start off with Bitcoin really quickly, though, because we are getting some people to say that that the top is in, basically. Basically, they're saying that because we have, something that looks similar to 2021. And, I get it. There are some cases for the bears right now. Personally, though, I just want to mention, I do not think that the top is in. I think that we have a lot more room to go. And I drew out this beautiful squiggly line, as you could see, that just points it out. We are in an uptrend. There's higher highs and higher lows continuously happening, right? And we are now at the previous support / resistance, right? So this was resistance, this was resistance, this was resistance. It busted up through there and now it came down and we're getting a reaction from that area, which is good. That's what you want to see. And the only way how I'm going to actually get bearish is if we actually fall underneath this previous low. So we had the low, the high, the higher low, the higher high, and we could make, a higher low, or we can make an equal low and then continue moving on upward and things will be absolutely fine. If Bitcoin closes the weekly underneath here, though, then that will be cause for concern. But until that happens, I'm not too worried about it. And so that's Bitcoin. Now we also have Pyth Network. I want to get into here because I actually made a video on this, or not a video specifically on this, but on the top 5 Solana coins. Pyth was one of them. But looking at the chart itself, just on the higher time frame, you could tell it doesn't look very good unless that it is bottoming out, unless this is bottoming out. And that is a possibility. Okay, we got the huge news a couple days ago where Pyth Network is going to be used with the US Department of Commerce, and it pumped off of that, and now it's retracing. And there's 2 areas that I would want to get in if I want to get into Pyth, which would be the 61.8 golden ratio, right around 0.1577. And then underneath there, we have this, which is called the origin of the move. And basically, this is where the move started, and this is typically where a lot of the price tends to come back down to. So one of these 2 areas is where I would want to get into Pyth. However, I'd be a little concerned because if we look on the higher time frame, you could see that this whole entire area was a really big resistance, huge resistance here, big support here, and now it's a huge resistance again. So I think it's going to have some trouble going up above here. If it does, though, then it will be pretty good. Next one I want to go over is Crow, because this is another one that people want to know about. Plus, if you look at the chart, it looks crazy good and very surprising, to be honest, considering how bad it looked before. You see it was just down only, right? But maybe that down only is no longer the case and now it is up only. Certainly seems that way. And so once again, if Crow comes back down to what we call the origin. Well, this is not really the origin of the move, but this is what we call a bullish order block. I would want to get in here because it lines up with that golden ratio, the 61.8, my favorite indicator, to be honest, at around 16 cents. So that is going to be Crow, and I do like it. And I think that this chart, honestly, I think that this looks better than Pyth. And then the last one is actually a chart that looks even better than Crow, which is IP or story protocol, and you could see this has come out. Since it's come out, it's almost been up only. Yes, it had this big, this right here, but it's new all-time highs essentially, at least for where the close is. So it looks really, really good. And if we zoom in just a little bit, or not a little bit, but sort of a lot, you could see that we had the huge pump up just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and now it's on its way back down. And I would love to get into story protocol somewhere down here. I'll put my stop underneath these lows because I really don't think that it's gonna fall underneath here. And that was as quick as I could do TA on these coins. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll do some more later. All right, back to you guys.
Top stuff, Lewis, man. That was great. He's got a level that he's targeting IP.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. You get Lewis started on TA, and he can go for hours. But it's fascinating. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know in the comments if you would like to see more of Lewis's TA. We just got him on some of the ones, looking at some of the ones that had pumped the most this week, but we could get him to do other types as well.
Yeah, we could do live TA with Lewis on the more Coin Bureau as well, if Lewis has the time and he wants to do that. So there's many ways in which you want to leverage that TA expertise together, of course, with our trading experts as well on the Coin Bureau trading channel. You can subscribe over here if you guys aren't subscribed, by the way. Let's get them to 100K.
Yes.
97K.
Remember, alt season doesn't start until Coin Bureau trading hits 100K.
It's a fact.
It's just the level it needs to be at to operate. Okay, let's now have a look at some of the tweets of the week.
Yes.
So let's start. Look on chain, always good for some data here. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Back again. James Wynn's back. Tell a friend, bro. Oh my God. So what is he doing here, guy?
Okay, so James Wynn obviously has hoovered up referral rewards, given the monster amount of trading that he's been doing. So he decided to go long on Pepe, ETH, and Doge. Now, if there's one way to make a quick $6,000 in crypto, it's to start with 23 grand.
Very efficient.
Very efficient.
Very quick, yeah.
And that is what he is down to. So lost about $17,000 all told.
It's amazing that he's got referrals, though. It's like you're signing up to an exchange because based off of a guy who's got a reputation for just nuking
sign up to this exchange. I've literally lost millions on it.
Yeah, it's the best exchange to lose millions. Very quick, very efficient. Quick liquidation, guys. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Next tweet, this is from... Oh, this is amazing. This is Mert. So this is the CEO of Helios, and Helios is one of the biggest validator operators in the Solana ecosystem, also very well-known Solana community member. And says, I don't have kids, so sometimes while scrolling CT, I'll see someone describe a wholesome moment with their new babies or children. And honestly, it'll make me tear up slightly from joy that I will soon have the next generation to dump my bags on.
Absolute Sigma tier shit posting
well
from Mert
there.
there.
You know, there's nothing better than just looking at a newborn child in the eyes and that beautiful eye and just thinking, one day you will be exit liquidity.
I shall call him Exit Liquidity.
Exit liquidity.
When did we get so cynical? Come on,
man,
Mert.
come on, guys.
Honestly. Yes, very entertaining. Okay, next up we have this one from those douchebags over at Coin Bureau.
Oh, those guys again. What are they tweeting about?
Damn them. The type of support people need emotional support, but really we just hear that word support.
I would say praying, like just praying. Please give me, Lord, I need the support. Please let it hold the support.
Please, Lord, let it hold this level.
Oh, I don't know you're religious. No, I'm not really, but it's like anything that will make my support hold.
I'm not really, but I can be.
Any religion you want.
Okay, so yes, I think that's something we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Next up, we have this one. The sellers are exhausted. The sellers are. I recognise her.
I've seen her before, guy.
I think she's an actress.
Yes. What movie she's been? She's been in
I
one
can't remember what she's been
Disney.
in.
She one of the Disney movies.
I don't think it was Disney.
Don't think it was Disney.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's not a kid-friendly kind of video.
As far as I'm aware, no.
It's not kid-friendly.
No.
Okay.
But yes, certainly got a lot of energy from what I'm told. Okay.
A lot of energy, guys.
A lot of energy. And we also have this one from Icebergy. You guys are up 20x on a pre-sale, but complaining about $100 in gas. This is true. I like this. So this is relating to the World Liberty Financial pre-sale.
Guys, if you invested $1 and you're up 20x, $100 in gas, it's a lot. That's your entire stack.
That's true. Look, $100 in gas, that surely means we're so back, right?
Oh,
that surely means
bro.
we're so back.
Okay. So it's time for some dates for the diary. We've combined dates for diary and coins to watch. So firstly, in terms of a coin to watch, Ondo Finance. Ondo, so on the 3rd of September, US Global Markets Access is going live. So keep an eye on that, guys. Ondo, of course, one of the best known RWA protocols. September 4th, Polygon will switch its mainnet token to POL from Matic. So holders of Matic will need on Ethereum and Polygon, etc., and Polygon ZK EVM, and on centralized exchanges will just need to take note and take action potentially.
Okay, good to know. So that is Polygon, and then on the 5th of September, non-farm payrolls. Nice bit of economic data.
75k expected and 73k previous. So keep an eye on that.
Okay. All right. So looking back through the comments, Kranskinator are one of our power users, power commenters. Very few exhibitor stands at Bitcoin Asia this year. Metaplanet had a huge stand, though, and giving plenty of merch away. Kranskinator, I hope you got me some. Were there socks? If there were socks, you better have picked some up. Okay. Just saying.
There's nothing guy loves more than some
if you
socks.
didn't pick me up some merch. Okay. Nori is asking the question on many people's minds. No gown this week, Nick?
No, I was thinking of taking it from Bali, just wearing it around the office. But I was like, no, I could potentially be arrested for indecency. So you can't do that stuff in DeFi.
Yes.
It was a nice gown, though. What's the pause?
I've seen it all. You
guys,
yes, that was very much us when we saw Nick in his gown last week. So yes,
and
anyone.
the flower in my ear, by the way.
And that was
the touch, the personal touch.
That was a nice touch.
I'm really going on live in front of X amount of people. What would my TradFi colleagues think of me? Seeing me in a gown with the flower?
Shaking their heads.
Man, Nick has fallen off, man. What's he gone? What's he on about?
Yeah. Naren asking, have you CB boys bought some WLFI tokens, or will you in the near future? Well, I haven't. I don't think I will, to be honest.
I haven't. To be honest, I'll hold off for now, just because with a new launch, it's always a lot of excitement and enthusiasm with it, and sometimes the hype is overhyped. Look at Pump, for example. Let's see how it plays out. But I think that it's not. As I pointed out to you, there's a lot going on with this project.
Yeah.
And especially having spoken to Zach himself and all the things that I build in there, USD1 specifically, but then there's a lot of other things I want to implement with it. And the goal is to bring, TradFi on chain, right?
Yeah. I think it could be an interesting barometer for the sort of overall health of the market.
Yeah.
If it just goes down only, then I think that suggests that the market itself, the wider market, is going to struggle. But if it pumps, I think that could signal that there is sort of renewed interest in crypto, maybe from sort of those who, maybe from other sectors who weren't so interested in it before. Paul says Satoshi is my dad. Well, Paul, you better get him to start moving some of those coins around for you, then, didn't you? Then there's also a debate bubbling up about Hawaiian pizza. Well, this is a crypto channel, people. What on earth is going on?
As someone who hasn't eaten pizza in multiple decades, I cannot attest. Guy, would you know the answer to that conundrum?
Hawaiian pizza is ham and pineapple on cheese pizza. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I understood a Hawaiian as just being any sort of pizza with pineapple on. But maybe I guess maybe some people. The
pizza connoisseurs in the comments are going to go and jump on you for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to get cancelled in pizza Twitter. Dynamite D, I've got to respect anyone who just logs on and comments with pith puns. I'm dying for an absolute pith take. I love it.
Taking the pith, yeah.
Chroma, I like this. I love Bitcoin.
We all
That's
love
just
Bitcoin.
Nice to be reminded of, isn't it? I love Bitcoin. Okay, generally, I have to say, it's the people in the comments are their usual wonderful selves. There's a lot of positivity around. Obviously, everyone's still kind of waiting for Altseason, but we're getting there.
Tumbleweeds, Altseason's coming soon, hopefully all looking there. No, I think it's going to come. I think that let's get past the Fed. Let's get past the first rate cut in September. Yeah. Let's see what happens with the economic data. Let's not also forget, when you talk about liquidity and the Fed, that Trump is going to get his choice of Fed governor in May next year. He's going to choose an Uber dove. He's firing his trying to get rid of the current Fed governor, Lisa Cook, so he can insert someone else to exert control over the board. And we've also got Stephen Moran coming in, who is his economic advisor as another Fed board. So Trump is literally, it's not good for Fed independence, but it's good for our bags if he's going to be an uber dove, right? So that's another thing to look forward to. It's like post this, and then September we'll get guidance in terms of more interest rate policy. I think it's just one of these, it's just the September curse. Yeah, we're doing a video on Lisa Cook, on that whole saga. It's crazy. It is so mad what is going on. So that is, as Nick says, that's going to be an interesting thing to watch, I think, over the coming weeks. A few people asking, where did the walls of fame and shame this week go? Well, we thought it wasn't really obvious who to put on the walls of fame and shame this week. Let us know in the comments if you think there was someone that we missed. But we thought really we should get some TA from Lewis. Get some TA from Lewis. But yeah, I think it's important to use this sparingly, because we want to make sure we're not just throwing random people on the walls, right? Absolutely. But you guys may be able to see the AI generated images that the team has worked out for us. Because they were dying to show us this. We were like, no, guys, wall's done. Then the whole team was just like, oh, no, we have this amazing image of you guys. It's like, okay, maybe you can show it when you want, maybe towards the end. So we're about to all be shocked. Yeah, let's see. Oh, James Wynn should be on the shame wall indefinitely. That is, that's a good case, Warren. That's a good case. We don't know. Yeah, I suppose we can just put his silhouette up. We don't know what he looks like, does he? Yeah, he's a Brit, though. Yeah. Well, him and Bonnie Blue. That's what Britain has come to. Bonnie Blue and James Wynn are our two global ambassadors. Yeah, who can get to 1,000 fastest? Well, on that extremely positive note, I think we will leave it there for this week, folks. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nick. All good, man. Great to be back. Let's see how World Liberty Financial does, and let's see where we are at the same time next week, when we will be back again with the Coin Bureau live news show. Same time, same place. See you guys then. See you then.
I think that's awesome how you take the comments and make a song in the end. Hefner Bali vibes are quite good. I'm great guy too, but none seem to notice. Guy, Nick, Guy, Nick. Oh man, we love it. So these guys wanted to show us what they made for us right at the end. White Chicks, bro. One of my favorite movies, man. Really? Yeah, bro, that's a classic, man. Okay. Have you seen the movie? I've never seen White Chicks. Oh god, you're missing out, guy. Is this the Wayans brothers? That's the Wayans brothers. Yep. Okay. And Terry Crews, the you never seen that scene? Terry Crews. You know that scene when he's in the Aston Martin and he sings that song, "Making My Way Downtown." You know that song, and then she's not next to him. You never seen that? Guys, might as well be talking Greek for all we know. Okay, well, I mean, this is problematic on sort of so many levels. I do look retarded. I'm sorry. You guys, your AI software makes me look like this spastic white chick. Goodbye. Oh man.